Hey everyone. Today I'll be doing my final speech on the relationship of a stepfather with their stepchildren. So, becoming a stepfather faces its many challenges. Two of the biggest challenges faced with becoming a stepfather is the fact that you're now the disciplinarian and the breadwinner. Those are two major factors that come in a parent-child relationship. As a disciplinarian, the stepfather is going to face rejection from the stepchildren because they don't view him as their real father. So with that, there's a big power struggle between the stepfather and the biological father if he's still around. So in response to the turmoil faced with the children, the stepfather will sometimes give up communicating with the kids and disengage from their role, which is probably the worst thing that you could do, is give up on being that stepfather, on playing that role, because you really want to focus on letting them know that you care. And if you give up, that means you don't care. So although they feel disheartened and out of place, giving up is the last thing they should do, like I said. It's important for the stepchildren to know that you're not going to give up on them as they feel their father may have. So in a lot of these situations, maybe their father left and they don't see their father anymore. They don't really have that kind of a relationship. So now you are that main father figure. So giving up is just going to bring back those memories of their biological father leaving them. And then it comes to, what's wrong with me? How come nobody loves me? And, it brings a lot of questions into their heads. One quote that I think stood out was, taking on the responsibilities of being a father but receiving none of the power or influence that comes with being a biological father can present a challenge. So to me, that quote just kind of summarizes everything that I said. Most stepchildren resent their stepfather because they feel that he has replaced their biological father. It's important to set that foundation with them and make sure they know you're not there to replace their father. So a lot of times stepfathers will come in and say, okay, I run the house now and you have to listen to me now. And that's a huge mistake. It's important for the stepfather to earn his role as the father. Children aren't going to respect this new member of the family right off the bat. It's important that they get comfortable with you before you start disciplining and changing the rules of the house. So they're going to initially resent you if right off the bat you're changing things around the house and you're disciplining them for things that they never got disciplined for before. An important thing to remember is that with a new breadwinner of the family, there's going to be some changes in the household. And let's face it, no one likes change, especially children. So again, it's important as a stepfather to realize that, this is a big change for them, and it's not all about you, it's about the children as well. Of course, there are advantages of being a stepfather. You are now the disciplinarian, but you don't share the legalities with the child. Many stepfathers get benefit from the child support of the biological father. Now, of course, that's something that is dependent on what kind of person that you are. Some stepfathers will take that as an offense, like they can't support their own family and now they have to take money from the biological father. But of course, there's always that percent that will take advantage of that fact. Additionally, you get to be the stepchildren's friend in a way. If the biological father is still in the picture, they may still make certain decisions. They may still co-parent with the mother. So they may still have a say in major decisions, and in a way, the stepfather becomes that secondary role model or father figure, but the one that he can kind of be friends with you in a way, and talk to you about things that maybe you can't talk about with your biological father. So in some ways, children might prefer their stepfather over their father because they see them as a friend. And of course, with that, you have a special bond with that person. You have a totally different bond than you would as a biological father. A stepfather might even, and this is of course hearsay or just coming up with things, a stepfather might take advantage of the fact that the kids have to spend the weekend with their biological father, and therefore they have time away from their kids. So that might be time for mom and stepdad to go on vacation while biological father is watching the children. Again, that could be a pro or a con. It just depends on the way that you look at the situation. I decided to incorporate this large quote here because I think it kind of closed everything out for my speech. So, stepfathers reported fairly positive perceptions of their experience with the blended family. Many stepfathers felt included in a blended family, accepted, and loved by their stepchildren, had a constructive relationship with the biological father, and were happy with their position. However, those who were biological fathers shared a different bond with their own children than with their stepchildren. The lack of a shared history or of an experience of the child's early development years, or perhaps of blood ties, could be the cause. So that quote just kind of closed everything out because it kind of showed pro and con of the relationship of being a stepfather. So in all, being a stepfather is definitely, it has its advantages and its disadvantages. It's going to have it's totally different being, depending on the circumstances. I'm sorry. Totally had a brain fart. But depending on the circumstances, it could be a really great situation or it could be a really bad situation. But for the most part, it seems like stepfathers reported positive perceptions of their experiences. So I'm going to end my speech with that, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you. Appreciate